Good day,
Okay.
everyone, and welcome to PCSTalks, the monthly podcast from the PCST Student Council, where we tackle topics relevant to everybody. I'm Sophie Roque, and I will be your host for this episode. And in this episode, we'll be talking about physical health. Now, we know that quarantine has definitely affected people's day to day routines, and in most cases, our physical activity has decreased. However, even if our routines have changed, the importance of physical health remains unchanged. Actually, physical health can be even more important now in the time of a pandemic when we need to keep our bodies in good condition to boost our important bodily functions, such as the immune system. And joining me as our guest today to talk about physical health is our own PE and health teacher, Ma'am Vilma Sigua.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here now and discuss about physical health in this time of pandemic.
Thanks for being here, Ma'am, and it's a pleasure to have you too. Ma'am, let's get to know you a bit more. How are you doing today?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited as well. I have so many interesting things to share today, and I'm pretty sure you have some takeaways from it.
Yes, ma'am. I hope we do. I think this podcast can really help a lot of people these days. Okay, ma'am. I hope
Yes.
I hope we can learn a lot from this. And let's dive in on our first topic, which concerns, well, the importance of taking care of your physical health. And the main question right now is, why is it important for us to take care of our physical health? How can everyone benefit from it, no matter who they are?
All right. So, according to Joseph Pilates, physical fitness is the first requisite of happiness. So, my question is, do you want to be happy? Of course, everybody wants to be happy. But are you doing what is needed to be healthy? Physically, emotionally, socially, and intellectually, and spiritually. So, are you taking care of yourself? Since things are very different now, it's understandable that keeping yourself physically fit is more difficult than ever. So your activities are limited and you basically have no option but to stay at home and sit all day for your class, and some few misses walking and going outside. And if you're going to think about it, that kind of lifestyle puts you at risk because a sedentary lifestyle is usually associated to loss of movement, decreased immune health, and an increased risk for chronic disease. So, also, many people are coping with fear, anxiety, stress, sadness, boredom, and isolation, all of which can have a negative effect on diet, physical health, and mental well being. It's alarming, especially to see those things happen to young people like you. So it's very timely for us to have this discussion so that you can start living a healthy and happy life as early as now.
I think that's a really comprehensive answer, ma'am. That covered a lot of the ground we're going over today.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I have some questions that other people might want to know. Like you mentioned a sedentary lifestyle, like maybe our younger viewers wouldn't know what that is or they're not familiar with what makes a lifestyle sedentary. So, how would you define a sedentary lifestyle, ma'am?
Okay, so I think a sedentary lifestyle is the one that your activity is very minimal, no, like your the adult woman or the adult people, no, usually they are not working anymore. So all the things they do is to sit down, no, watching TV, and there is no physical activity that the normal people are doing. Okay, so I have here that if you have 5,000 steps, less 5,000 steps, you are having a sedentary life. And if you have that 5,000 to 10,000 steps, no, slightly you are belong to a slightly no active people. And more than 10,000 steps, you are already having an active physical activity. So that's it.
Ah, okay, ma'am. That can be a little hard to achieve now because I think a lot of the time these
Yeah.
days, especially, we don't have a lot of places to go and walk. But do you think apart from like a steps measurement, do you think there are other ways we can like measure if we're having an active or a sedentary lifestyle?
Yeah, of course, no? While when you are there, no, like in your learning, online learning, di ba? You are there sitting for how many hours, and then um, you have no activities. You cannot go out, no, because you're not um, allowed to go out, no, because of the quarantine. So I think you can achieve this sedentary life if you will not help yourself, okay, and find
Mhm.
any physical activity.
Okay, so there's personal initiative involved in physical health, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, we all have our own bodies. Nobody else is going to take care of them for us.
Course, yes.
Another question that
So,
I think people might have is questions of diet, because some of us, well,
yeah,
now that we're at home, everything's in reach. We're not just going to like bring lunch to school and eat that. So our diet might have been adjusted in like these quarantine days, or even some people, they might be eating more than they used to, or they might not be eating as much as they used to because people don't go to the grocery so often. But I think that no matter what your circumstances are, you can try to have healthy eating habits. But maybe
yes.
you could give me some ideas of what healthy eating habits are.
Okay, that's a great question. So, before we go on that, I just want to make sure that everyone here is aware of the preventive measures and safety protocols for COVID-19. Now, I will just answer your
Of
question
course.
later. Okay? Keep
Okay.
those in mind. Yeah. Let's go to yung COVID protocols. So, nowadays, no, there are increasing number of infected, no, uh, COVID patients. Okay, so keep those in mind because basically the number one rule during the pandemic is to not get sick. Okay, I'm assuming everyone here is aware and responsible enough to look after themselves. So as long as you know that, then you're off to go a good start. Okay? So what should be done to achieve a healthy body? Siguro eto na yon, yung number one, yung question mo a while ago. So I have tips here. It's only 3 tips. Okay? So tip number one, focus on good nutrition. So this is very important, no? I know that being at home all day makes you just eat anything available at home because you cannot go out to buy stuff. So this is why it's better to have fruits readily available so you can snack on them anytime. So the recommended fruits and vegetables intake is 5 servings per day. So it's advisable to start including fruits in your breakfast. So there are actually a lot of ways to make eating fruits fun. So you can eat frozen, can drink it as juice, and you can have fruit with your sweets. I would also like to stress the convenience of ordering fast food online. Di ba lahat na lang tayo nag-order. And how
Yes,
unhelpful it
ma'am.
is in creating a healthy eating habit. So I hope that you won't get used to it because it will make it difficult for you to maintain your weight. And most importantly, drink plenty of water. So alam natin, no, the importance of drinking plenty of water. But then, some of us are very lazy or nakakalimutan natin when we are very busy. So though it has really not been proven that water fights the coronavirus infection itself, it is very essential in your body's holistic health. It flushes out waste from your body, regulates body temperature, and helps your brain function. So staying hydrated is crucial to maintaining your body temperature, especially right now that the summer season is approaching. So your body loses water through sweat more. Okay, that is my tip number one about your diet. Okay, so tip number two is create a healthy sleeping pattern. Ayan. So this means following the right sleeping schedule and getting enough hours of it daily. So a good sleep is important. Why? Because it sets your mood for the whole day. So when you wake up after a good sleep, you tend to be happier, stronger, more energetic, right? So, but try to
Of
sleep for three
course.
hours and the complete opposition will happen. You cannot finish your goals for the day. You tend to
It's
be
a low bat.
grumpy. Yeah. Yeah, I also experienced that. So you tend to be grumpy, tired, and irritable. So teenagers like you need at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep per day. And according to study, it takes a minimum of 21 days for you to form a new habit. So better yet, start doing it now and reap the benefits of a good sleep sooner than later. So I have here yung mga sleeping disorders, no? Kasi I am very like this. Yung insomnia, no? Okay. Insomnia. Ano ba yung insomnia? What is insomnia? Okay? Hindi ka makatulog. Alright? So, number 2 disorder, hypersomnia. Sobrang antukin ka naman. You always, tend to sleep. Okay? Nakagano ka lang sa sa chair mo, nakakatulog ka na. Number 3,
Dozing off.
sleep, yeah, sleep apnea. Ano yung apnea? 'Di ba? Yung hindi ka nakakahinga kaagad, no? Because of loss of oxygen. Okay, nahagok ka or yung maiingay.
Shortness of breath.
That is sleep apnea. Yeah, snoring. Yeah, snoring, no?
Snoring.
Nahagok. Usually yung mga old man, di ba ganyan? And then there are this circadian sleep disorder. Natutulog sa maling oras or maling time frame. So like, gising ka sa gabi, tulog ka sa araw. Okay? Especially
so
yung mga...
totally upside down.
Yes. And then, there is that parasomnias of abnormal sleeping, nag-sleepwalk, sleep talk, no, and nightmares. So, those are the sleeping disorders. So, and also, okay, tip number 3, exercise. Ayan. Sabi dito, walk. Even in a small spaces. Walking around or walking on the spot can help you remain active. And guess what? This is the perfect time to use household chores as a way to be more physical activity. Yung mga lazy dyan, maghugas ng pinggan, washing the dishes, okay? So, help your mom out in washing the dishes. Play with your dog.
It's helping yourself too. You're getting exercise.
Yeah. Yes, bond with your siblings in cleaning the house, make time for fun such as dancing to music, join in an online exercise class, or make up your own routine to music you enjoy that uses the major muscle groups and raises your heart rate. Okay, and yeah, health is wealth. So God wants you to experience a new level of physical health. So in 1 Thessalonians 5:23 says, "May the God who gives us peace make you holy in every way and keep your whole being, spirit, soul, and body free from every fault at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ." And also in 1 Corinthians 6:19, "Do you not know that your bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. So your body is a gift from God. So be healthy and you'll be happy." That's it. That's my tips. So
Okay.
thank you.
I think that's a good message, ma'am. Like, we're not just taking care of ourselves for our own sake. We're taking care of ourselves
Yes.
because, of course, our bodies are what God has given us.
Yes.
They're our own personal temples, the ones we have everywhere we go. So I think that's a good message, just to take care of ourselves because it's our responsibility given to us from God. Okay. I think those were good tips, ma'am, and I'm glad that we can go. I'm glad that we can go over that so that a lot of people have like even more tools to help them maintain their health during the pandemic. And we're saying during a pandemic a lot because, well, it's not just our new normal now. Like for the foreseeable future, that's our way of life. So I think you can give us insight on like what it's like to like live in this way of life because during lockdown, I think our like options for physical activity may be limited to what life was like before the pandemic. Like if you were in school, maybe you played with your friends like during breaks or in the playgrounds, and maybe you had extracurricular activities such as sports. And I think when people like lose the opportunity to do that, they might not know like how to stay healthy because it just came naturally to them before in things they enjoyed or things they always did. But during a pandemic, when we're stuck at home, what are some things we can do to keep ourselves physically active and fit? You mentioned that exercise was very important. That was your third tip
Yeah.
earlier. What do you think are exercises that you would recommend for anyone to do?
Oh. Kasi ako, I want to dance, no? I love dancing. Kahit kaliwa yung paa, as they say. I love dancing. And then also, you need to, uh, doing household chores is very important also. Like, you need to stand, no? Kasi lagi tayong nakaupo eh. You can wash the dishes. You can also sweep the floor, no? For the children. Also, you can go to walk for your dog, no? Every day. And also, yeah, make time to have that physical activity. Okay, ako simple, ano lang yung jogging at place, no? O kaya yung mga exercises na tinuturo ko sa PN Health. Okay. 'Di ba?
Oh,
Yung
okay.
mga simple na mga ano yung mga yung walking, brisk walking every day. Ang importante kasi the very important thing is that you will do that religiously. Okay? We know all
Mhm.
that these things that I have shared with you. Alam natin tong lahat. But then we cannot do it religiously, no? Because we are lazy, we have no time, so or ini-ignore lang talaga natin. But katawan natin to eh. This is our own body. So, kung hindi natin to iingatan, sino ang mag-iingat nito? So, yeah, we need to find ways, things to uh, help our body to be healthy, to be physically fit.
Okay, so consistency is key when it comes to this.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing I wanted to ask, because we've been talking about like proactive ways to take care of yourself, like, getting good dietary habits, sleeping habits, and exercise habits. But even so, we can't prevent everything. When we do get sick, how can we take care of ourselves? I know that, like, now that everyone's at home, some people might be like, well, I'm already at home anyway. Maybe I'll just keep doing as I always do, even if I'm sick. And I think sometimes that can be unhealthy, because if we were going to school or work when we get sick, well, go home and take some rest. But now that we're all stuck at home, sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
don't draw the line anymore. So if we do get sick, how do you think we can take care of ourselves? And because this is a pandemic, how can we take care of the people around us when we get sick?
Okay, when we get sick, okay, be prayerful, of course. Lagi tayong mag-pray kay God. And then we do the simple remedies at home, like you need to increase your water intake, no, or fluid intake. Of course, you need also to take paracetamol, no, antipyretic drugs, okay, so that your body temperature will decrease. And then yung TSB na tinatawag, no, tepid sponge bath, okay. And then don't forget to drink or sip hot lemon tea. It will also help. Hot lemon tea, and then tepid sponge bath, take paracetamol. And then number one daw yung steaming, okay? You steam, no? Steam inhalation. You can use the saline solution. You boil the water and then put salt on it. And then you can steam, maglagay ka lang ng talokbong, okay? And then, ayan, yung steaming, it will also help a lot. And vitamin C, no? It will increase your immune system. Vitamin C and vitamin D. Kasi vitamin D, we cannot go out, no? Yung vitamin D, we get it from sunlight, no? But now we cannot go out, no? Especially children like you. So, yan. Ano pa ba? Of course, yung diet, no? Don't forget your diet. Lots of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, well, that's where we get most of our vitamins and minerals anyway, which you mentioned, the
Yes.
C and D, and there's a whole alphabet of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even no matter what, it's important to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we mentioned we covered a
also
lot of
to
stuff.
add,
Okay.
I have also learned that there are many benefits of water, benefits ng water. So,
Especially
yung,
nowadays
ayan,
when it's so hot.
kasi, okay. So, nahanap ko lang siya. Yeah, it refreshes us, di ba? When you drink water, no? It's quench our thirst and it prevents constipation as well. Diba? So yung mga ibang bata ayaw na uminom ng water eh.
They don't have
Especially
enough
when they are
fluids to let it
playing.
pass
Yeah.
well. Okay, so
Okay, so
that's
you
where
need
the
to drink
constipation
eight,
starts.
yeah, minimum of 8 glasses of water a day, 8 or more, di ba? Because it prevents constipation and then normalizing blood pressure, carrying nutrients and oxygen to your cells. It flushes bacteria from your bladder, especially yung mga nagkaka-UTI. So, yan. Aid in digestion also, and stabilizing the heartbeat and protecting organs and tissues of our body. So, marami siyang benefits.
Oh, okay. So water is one of the most important things you can have, especially nowadays, mom. It's been so hot. I can't imagine what being dehydrated would be like. Yeah. Actually, mom, since it's been so hot lately, I know that everyone's been feeling the heat. I think like
Yeah,
we can also have like a lot
summertime.
of like heat related issues, especially as it gets hotter because summer has just started. So like maybe what are some like I'm like if you have like a heat related issue, like let's say heat stroke, like what are some like warning signs that it's coming on, and what are other things people can do to prevent that, because not everyone can have like aircon running or anything or
Oh, heat
everything, so
stroke.
it might be hard to beat the heat, mom.
So I think, yeah. So of course, siguro you need to get a towel, na yung wet towel. Kasi I have here my friend,
Mm-hmm.
no? She experienced yung heat stroke. Ang nangyari, yung eyes niya, parang nagsalubong siya, no? Nag-drool
Okay.
yung eyes. And then, yes, no? But her blood pressure is not that high, no? But because of the
Mm-hmm.
heat stroke, na nagkaganon siya. So what they did is they more a lot of water, dapat hydrated ka. And also, pagdating sa bahay, of course, you take a shower. Then, ayan, kailangan you have the towel. When you go out, dapat you wear your sunglasses. Ayan, sunglasses, and also bring water with you. And also yung drinking water, dapat yan, lagi kang umiinom ng water. And then, also yung wet towel, no? You put it
Mm-hmm.
in your bag in a container, and then put it in your bag whenever you feel the hotness of the environment. You put it in your in your skin, like here, no, and here, kapag ikaw ay
Mm-hmm.
naiinitan. So it will
Ah,
help
yes,
a lot.
it gives a lot of relief too when it comes to the heat.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into taking care of your health. So actually, ma'am,
Yes.
when it comes to like keeping like all
Mm-hmm.
of this stuff in your head, I'm glad like people have a podcast because they can like re-listen to this, and maybe they can take notes as they listen to it, ma'am. So I think it's really good that we have a podcast for this, ma'am. And I think
Yes.
it's just a good way to spread information like nowadays, because we can't like do talks at school or like talk in person or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, another thing I wanted to ask related to that is, how do you think like we, like us, or like even the viewers, can encourage the people around us to be physically healthy too? Because I think this is a message we're sharing with everyone, and because most of the time right now we're stuck at home, we're with our families, and we're with people that matter to us. So I think it's good for people to encourage each other to do healthy things and to take care of themselves. How do you think we can approach that?
Okay, so just encourage them to do these 3 tips that I have mentioned a while ago. Yeah,
Yes,
let's go back to the 3 tips that I have mentioned. Kasi I know this is very simple and all of them knows this already. Okay, they knew this already, yung focus on good nutrition, but then we are not doing it religiously, okay? Or we just don't care. Number 2, create a healthy sleeping pattern, okay? Some of us wants to stay awake because of our gadgets, diba? And then tip number 3, exercise. Walk, walk a lot. Yun. Siguro this 3 tips that I have given you, this is, let's encourage them to do this because we need to take care of our body because this is a gift from God, okay? Yeah, your body is a gift from God. So be healthy and you will be happy because we want to be happy, di ba? So we need to be healthy.
Of course. And I think it's good that our viewers are here, like our listeners, well, this is a podcast, are hearing this because I think if they take this into account and if they really take it to heart and they apply these things, of course, consistently, I think it can
Yes.
create like a really good example for people nowadays because everyone's more health conscious and we all have to be. So I think if we can be a good example for people around us, there's a lot of good that we can do there for being like good stewards of our health.
Yes.
It takes it takes a lot of effort, to be honest. Like sometimes like you'll be
Yeah.
tempted to forget, you get so busy with other things, like you'll have school or you'll have to help people around the house or you're just tired from being stuck at home all the time. So I think like
Mm-mm.
even if it does take a lot of effort, it takes a lot of energy, I think it's really worth it to take care of yourself, to make it a habit. So it's just a way of life. Like even if it's the simple things like drinking water, sleeping regularly, or walking as an exercise. I mean, everyone's learned how to walk when they were kids. There's nothing complicated about it, and about the other stuff too. We just need to like really apply them. I think it's really good that one, you're in this podcast, but also that you're a PE teacher because you can spread these messages and like because sometimes we do need reminders. It's a busy world nowadays,
Yes.
so we do need to be
Yeah, we need,
reminded.
yes, reminders lang talaga.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
even if we know these things, it's just a little
Yes.
reminder to make sure that we're building the right habits. But also sometimes we have bad habits. Let's say like a bad sleeping habit, or like the gadget. Like people stay up because of their gadgets. You mentioned earlier, or like we're like sort of addicted to unhealthy foods. When it comes, we've been
Yes.
talking about building good habits, but when it comes to breaking the bad ones, do you think you could give us any advice on that?
What you mean the good habits?
Yeah, the good habits such as the tip building habits from the tips you mentioned earlier.
Oh,
We talked a lot about building
yes.
those, but when it comes to breaking the
Yeah.
bad habits, what do you think we could do to help with that?
Okay. So number one, no, and we need to eat healthy foods, no, like yeah, new fruits and vegetables. We add more vegetables kasi some of the children doesn't like to eat vegetables, and also yung yan, what else? Yung mga sweets, no? Like yung mga milk tea, we can have that occasionally na lang. And soft
Yeah.
drinks, no? Mga
Okay,
junk
so we need to
foods,
moderate it.
sweets things, yeah.
Okay, it's
Mga
like the whole
cake.
in
Oh, I love it.
moderation.
Yes, eat in
Yes, ma'am.
moderation. Ano ko yan eh, parang stress reliever ko. Oh, masaya yung mga cells ko when I eat chocolates. Yan. So, yeah. So, let us eat in moderation with the sweets, and also yung create a healthy, yan, yung sleeping pattern naman. The other side of that is we just follow a schedule, no, to sleep
Mm-hmm.
and be disciplined, no. Kailangan
Mm-hmm.
disiplinahin natin yung sarili na, like you want to sleep at 10 p.m. at night or 9 p.m. Okay, so avoid doing your things, no, until 12 p.m. or 1 o'clock, 1
Mm-hmm.
a.m., no? Kasi mawawalan ka
So
na
to
ng
like create like
matulog,
a restful.
okay?
We should be restful at night.
Yes. Yes. So, ayan, yung schedule and be disciplined to follow the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And also naman sa exercise, yeah, pilitin mo. You need to force yourself to do it, even though you feel lazy or you're very tired, no, of doing those things. Ako, I see to it that every week I have this uh, what they call this exercises. I'm I'm doing that every Saturday or Sunday, no?
Okay.
Yan, naglalakad talaga ako, walking from here in our place, and then nakakapunta ako sa Binyan, or I don't know if you know the Robinson's Galleria. Yan. Naglalakad lang
Yes,
ako. So it's good kasi yeah, nakakapag-exercise ako. Yan. even though you are very lazy na and you are tired, see to it na you will give time and you will see the importance of that such things na um, we need to do in order for us to be healthy. Kasi tayo rin naman ang magiging masaya. Diba? We will be healthy. So sabi nga, prevention is better than cure. So by doing these things, these tips, no, yung prevention is nagagawa natin. We can do this, no? We are preventing the diseases. Okay, especially yung mga non-communicable diseases. All right? Like yung mga heart disease, no? Yung diabetes na nakukuha natin from our diet. Alright, yung mga yun. So
and those are the diseases that can last a really long time too. Some of those can like follow you your whole life. I think it's worth it I think it's really worth it to build good habits if it means like you're avoiding those things too. It's like even if exercising is hard or it's like you keep forgetting to do these things, like it's worth it to like try, and when you succeed, I think you're really going to reap the benefits. It's like I've had that with exercise too, but I think as I've been doing it more and getting into the habit of it, like even if I feel lazy before I start, once I like get it, it's like, oh okay, the energy is starting now. Okay. Yeah, it's like okay, like I still exercise in lockdown, of course. So like sometimes if I really feel out of it, especially after school, like I'll just like start doing it anyway. And like sometimes it feels like, sometimes the body just takes some time to like really wake up. But once it does, okay, this isn't so bad. I just had to like get over the hurdle of getting up and getting started. Like the first step can be the biggest one, ma'am.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah. And I think you also mentioned like discipline is like one of the best things that you can have, like gain from these things.
And that is very difficult to do. If you have no discipline, you cannot do all of this.
Yeah, you can't stick with it. But I think it's like a good way to develop discipline, to just like put your efforts toward these things.
Yes.
And maybe like in that way, like taking care of your like physical health can build like maybe like your mental game. Like you'll be more disciplined mentally, and also build your character. Like you'll be more disciplined, you'll be more consistent, and you'll be more responsible because you're responsible for your own body, and like maybe like for your personal hygiene and your personal health. So do you think like there are like other values like other values that you can gain in character from taking care of your physical health?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of values, no? Yeah, yung discipline that you have mentioned a while ago. Discipline, also your what else pa ba? Disciplining your body, and then helping out your body to do those things that you are not doing before, and also you can also a good encourager to everyone, diba? You can actually ask a friend, no, to be with you during your exercises. Your family also. Yeah, you can build a good relationship also while doing those activities.
Okay, so they can be like social activities too.
Yes.
Like when you bring people to exercise together, maybe just like go biking together, go walking together, or just have them be around. I think it's a good thing to be a good influence. Yes. I think it might make someone like more mindful too, because if they're like paying attention to these things, they'll notice things about themselves that they didn't notice before. Like maybe they'll notice little habits that they're like that aren't healthy for them, and they'll like notice them and they can start working at them to break them. Or maybe they'll notice like if they start having to make time for exercise, they'll notice that maybe they have a lot of spare time that they didn't realize they had before to be more productive, or even just to like know that they have time to do things, they can be more relaxed. It doesn't feel so pressured. So I think in that way, being mindful of your health can really help you, because it can be hard to like be mindful of things now, because even if we're like stuck at home, we're so busy, we have classes and everything, and there's so much going on in the world. So I think it can help a lot to be mindful. Like even if it's just about ourselves and our body, we can learn a lot from that. I've learned a lot from this podcast actually, just these past 40 or so minutes. I think this has been really good, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually,
I hope
it's really nice
I
that you
help.
can like talk about this like in school, like as a teacher, and like out of like sort of as an extracurricular thing in this podcast. I think you're very passionate about this, ma'am. I think that's what makes it like so enjoyable to have you as a guest speaker. Like you're really passionate about health, and I know you really care about it, and you want others to care about it too. And I
Yes.
think that's the most important thing. Like the greatest, like that's like your greatest strength as a speaker. You care about it. You care about the topic, and you care about spreading the messages you have and the information you have. It's like it's easy for people to feel like they're like pretty lost in the world now, especially like younger kids or like our younger viewers, like because they're not out there talking with their friends as much, they're not out there in the world, they can feel like they don't know anything about what's going around. That's why I think that's what I really liked about you spreading, like telling us about the like COVID guidelines earlier, because sometimes it can be like it's a scary thing if you don't know anything about it. If you feel like it's just out there in the world and you don't know what's going on in the world,
Yes.
you're at home. You have to see it like through us. Like you can't just look out and like go out and experience things for yourself. So I think it's good that we're using a platform like this to spread information, to make things clearer, and to reassure people that even at this time there are things we can do for our health to make us healthier, safer, and happier.
Yes.
And I think it's good. Like we're learning a lot here, ma'am. And do you think that's covered a lot? I think we covered a lot of
I
ground,
think
ma'am.
so.
So yeah, I've had a lot of fun, ma'am.
it's it's a lot. I thought that only my tips.
I know, but then like I just started to like think like there's so much. I think there's so much more ma'am can say
Yeah, it
about like these
covers.
things, because
Yeah, you can say
yeah, you've learned,
you
know a
can.
lot,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes, because it's
And like
a
health can be such
holistic.
a
When you
broad
say
topic.
physical health, when you say physical health, it also involves the whole being, diba? The holistic
Yeah, so
health.
it's a broad topic. So there's a lot of ground to cover, but we did cover a lot today, ma'am.
Yes.
And after all this, I think that can conclude our fifth
That.
episode of PCS Talks.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
hope
very
that
much for
all of the
inviting
people
me.
listening can like really will have really listened. They've really taken your words to heart, and it's been a
Yes.
great experience to be here to record, to like talk with you, of course. So I hope that it will be a great experience for those listening too. Thank you today, Ma'am Sigwa, our
Thank
special
you,
guest, for joining us to
Sophie.
talk
Thank you
about
very much.
physical health. It's been a pleasure to like talk to you, and it's been a pleasure to host for this episode. And for our viewers, of course, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. And make sure to look out for the hidden game and to stay tuned till next time. We'll have another episode. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of this. Thank you for the people who are producing this and who are being here to support this podcast. This has been your host, Sophie Roque, now signing off.